Hi and welcome to today's episode breakdown for House of the Dragon. And how would I describe that episode just in general? I feel like it was the calm after the storm, if there's something like that. There wasn't much happening in this episode, didn't have like big WTF moments like the other episodes have had. This one was more of a cool down episode, and because of that, I'm not going to do a play-by-play take as I have been doing before, but I'll highlight the scenes that stood out for me. So yeah, let's get into it. So I think one of the things that stood out for me was the parading of Meleys's dragon head before the common folk. For Criston Cole and his soldiers and Aemon, they think that this is how they're going to like win people over and just show them that, you know, our king is so cool. He took down this big dragon. And remember that when you go back in history, the reason why Targaryens have been reigning, or rather ruling through and through, was because of how untouchable they felt because of dragons. So once you show people that dragons die and you are parading their dead bodies amongst before people will be like, oh, kumbe these dragons can die. And these are the things that are holding them back from actually taking over from the Targaryens. I think this is very dangerous ground to walk on. And as I've had other people say, and even it's something that it is said by one of the common folk behind the scenes, or rather off screen, and they say that this is more of a bad omen than anything. So you see, they're trying to do something to enforce or try to show people how strong they are, but it's doing the exact opposite. And remember that people right now are scavenging. Remember, the sea snake has blocked all entrance for essentials to get into King's Landing. So people are hungry, people are sick, people are stealing from each other, people want to run away. So for them, the least amount of worry is who is sitting on that throne. If it means a water bottle sits on that throne and business just goes on as usual, trust me, these people would take that option. So yeah, I think that was a really cool scene for me. And just looking at Alicent and Aemon, and Alicent just looking at her son and just realizing what the monster that she created, or rather the monster she has created within her family for duty's sake, you know. So I think that was very telling, because she knows something went down in that battle. She can't really point it out, but she knows something happened. She knows Aegon just didn't, you know. And we also get to find out that this is how they also sneak in the king. Remember, the king is now all bruised up and everything. So the parading of the dragon's head was more of a distraction than anything. And then we get to see Aegon now after the battle and everything, and he's like scarred. And just seeing him just reminded us of Viserys. Viserys, at least he was sick. At least he lived a long life, and then he started becoming sick. With him, he just got injured in the most unnecessary way, because he didn't even need to be there. He just wanted to prove a point, to prove to the people that, you know what, as much as you guys don't think I am qualified to be king, let me show you that I am actually qualified by actually going to fight this battle. I'm not going to let other people to just fight for me. I'll not sit back for you guys to just plan behind my back and then execute whatever you think is necessary. You know what, I'll take charge. And yeah, him taking charge led him to probably not being mobile for the rest of his life. I think he'll be sick completely, because he's burnt to a point where the armor that he had worn was literally melted into his skin. So you can only imagine the messiness. And it's very telling to see how Alicent reacts to just seeing Aegon's injuries and people just attending to him. And you can see that she has really never been a mother. She just carried these children. She just carried them and brought them into the world. But the aspect of her actually being a mother, because I'm so sure Rhaenyra would not just stand back and wait for people to give her a report of how her sons are doing or her son is doing. She would actually be more proactive. She just stands there and she just looks completely helpless because she has no idea how to become a mom. And it's weird. It's weird, and it's very, very, very telling. The other scene that stood out for me, I would say, was Rhaenyra finally facing her council. Remember, the council really doesn't respect her. Let's just say they don't. I wouldn't say they do. They are more or less protecting their interests and the likes, and probably the others really don't like the High Tower, so they're like, the blacks it is. And they caution and try to just hint at Rhaenyra that she knows nothing about war. They should, as they had said before, she should just let them take care of everything, simply because she doesn't know war, she's a woman and all these things. And Rhaenyra clocks it, and she's like, you know what? During my father's reign, it was relative peace from the time Jaehaerys was king, passing it on to Viserys. It has relatively been peaceful most of that time. Let's say 100 years plus of peace. So as much as they tell her she doesn't know anything about war, they also don't. They're all summer children, as much as they're men and older and all these things. These people have not experienced a war. Yes, there have been battles here and there that have solidified people like Daemon and Criston Cole as like worthy warriors. But there hasn't been that large scale fight where the people were now fighting for their lives. No. So she's like, you know what? We're all equal here. Nobody knows a lot about war simply because we were born and thrived at a time of peace. So they should keep their comments to themselves. So I really liked that scene, because she also knows that she isn't like really fitted for war. Remember, she's a woman. And it's something that she says, if she was a man, and this is another scene, if she was a man, or rather if she was born a boy, she would be taught how to fight from the minute she was born, but she was reduced rather to just a cupbearer. She was the delight of the realm's delight, So as much as she would like to fight for her people, or rather not even her people, her throne, she really can't do it. She can only do it through proxy, through other people. And that's why I feel like she's so, how can I say this? That's why I feel she's so torn, because the people she wants to rely on aren't really reliable. And the people that would have been relied on are dead. Kina Rhaenys, one of the twins that defended her. So I don't know. I'm thinking, because if for a woman, you can't fight physically most of the times, but I feel like this is what saves a lot of women. How you strategize everything that you do. I'm thinking Rhaenyra should just try to do more. I don't know, maybe strategize more, play a little chess rather in real life. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I'm still Team Black and I'm still Team Rhaenyra. I don't know, I just need more. I need more from her. I really do. And it's something that I've been saying for a very long time. I really need her to do more than she's actually doing at the moment. But I understand her caution, and I understand her hesitance, because at the same time, you can't just rush in to do something and then you end up hurting people and also hurting your cause at the end of the day, Yeah, I think the other people, or rather the other thing that stood out was Daemon. And as much as season 2 has solidified the fact that Daemon is not a good person, and I'm so glad that season 2 just validates every feeling that I have ever had about Daemon. Yes, this person is not a good person. And right now, he's not even hiding it. As much as he is there for Rhaenyra, he says he's more there for himself than anything, to a point where he doesn't even want to be called my prince. He doesn't even want to be called king consort. He wants to be called king. And he says he's going to take everything and he's going to probably throw out the High Towers and become king. If Rhaenyra feels like joining her, fine. If she doesn't, that's also her business. So at the end of the day, Prince Daemon was never a good person. The reason why he even had those weird encounters with young Rhaenyra, it's because he wanted to satisfy this, I feel, selfish thing about him. He also wanted to like revenge on the fact that, and it plays off from the 4th episode, because Rhaenyra was literally the person who took away what he feels was his at the beginning. He thinks he was the one who was supposed to take over from his brother once he passed. So Rhaenyra, just being a little girl, being given what he feels he deserves, didn't sit well with him. So I think just playing around with her, he really never cared about her. I think he was just fascinated by the fact that this little girl just came out of nowhere and took whatever I believe or he believed was his. So yeah, and this scene of him sleeping with his mommy issues are on a level that I have never heard of ever, and it's really disgusting because I was wondering, Kwani, who is this person? Actually, at first I thought it was Rhaenyra's mom, so I thought maybe he was replaying an affair, but no, Rhaenyra's mom was like really loyal to Viserys. Then it changed to someone else and I was like, who is this one? Who is this? And then they revealed that it was his mom, and I was like, yeah? That was so disgusting. That was so that was and it all plays to his ego because his mom is literally telling him, oh, you're the son that I have loved more, you deserve to be king. All these things that he tells himself, I think with the help of Alice, the witch chick, and his delusion just mixing together, created this fantasy that was very, these people need anointing, man. That was a very unsettling scene. And House of the Dragon doesn't have a lot of unsettling scenes. Not like Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones has a lot of that. But this one in House of the Dragon, that was just like, that was disgusting. The other scene that stood out was Alicent getting what she has deserved from the very beginning. From the very beginning, or rather from the time she started going against Rhaenyra. Alicent is the ultimate pick-me. She's like, she should be the queen of pick-mishas. You know, the dictionary meaning of pick-mishas should have Alicent's portrait just there. Because remember, the reason why they usurped Rhaenyra was because she was a woman, right? But this thing that she's been playing with and just playing around with the father, with the council members, didn't think would bite her in the ass. Because, that was such a satisfying scene. I watched it twice because I was like, good, you deserve that. They are at a council meeting. Let me now go back to the actual scene. They're in a council meeting. And in that council meeting, they're like, oh, now you know Aegon is not going to be able to rule for a while now. We should look for someone else to stand in his place in the meantime before he gets better. And Rhaenyra and Alicent just stands and says, you know, me, I ruled in my husband's stead for a while when he was sick, so I can take over. And they're like, these men are like, who? Can you think you're special? Simply because you brought this propaganda, oh, Rhaenyra should not be a woman, blah, blah, blah. You think you're special now because you've done it before. And they were like, you know what? Nope. I think there's only one guy who stood up for her, and the others were like, you know, that time Viserys was kind of still alive, and that was a relative time of peace. So they're telling her, you know, the reason why we don't want you to become to stand in for Aegon, it's because you're a woman and now it's wartime and we need to do certain whatever. And even Christian Cole, the person she was sleeping with, the person she was selling her feet pics to, or rather not selling, but also doing very nasty, weird things with her feet, all those people she thought were on her side were like, bitch, sit down. And they finally gave Aegon, or rather Aemon, the right to like stand in for the king in the meantime as he gets better. And I really feel vindicated because I remember seeing that part in the trailer and I was like, this shot is not just a shot. This shot actually means something. And yes, now Aemond is king, and we're going to see how cruel he's going to be or can be. But I really agreed with the suggestion that he made about unhanging the rat catchers and seeing that little dog still there waiting for his master. That was such a ouch scene. But I agree with the first one of the first commands he gave, just bringing those rat catchers, because remember, people are hungry. You're parading around dragon heads, alafu people are, as in, there's no peace or certainty. So if you can find a way of squashing things down kidogo, it would really, really help. That Alicent scene was pure magic. Just seeing her regret, just seeing her sit and realize that these men don't give a shit about her. That scene was magical. And I love how these actors, or rather, yes, let me just say actors, the person who plays Rhaenyra, the chick that plays Alicent, they have this way about them where they get to act with their eyes. The eyes say so much even without saying anything, and I believe that is one of the bestest aspects of show and not tell. I know I'm usually obsessed with that aspect, but that's the power of cinema. That's the power of TV. You have the power to tell us so much without saying anything. And I believe that this show does it spectacularly well with these actors rather. Now, this other scene that really made me proud of Jace was when he went to see the twins. For me, when I had the twins first, remember, I am a relative Naomi. Yes, I know the law here and there, but I don't have like the ins. I'm not like into the law deep. So I remember when I was hearing about the twins, I actually thought it was probably a family, a royal family. Kumbe, it's like a stretch that was created. I think that it's a stretch that's supposed to either lead to Harrenhal or Riverlands. I know it's just important, and if one of them gets that stretch, we'll essentially have a really big upper hand than the others. So Jace going ahead and just making deals on behalf of his mother, because he's like, I've been walking around this castle just holding on to my sword. He's usually just ready to just whip it out and fight people, but his mom is like, no, I already lost a son, I'm not going to lose another one. Plus, remember, her heir, so she has to also be careful with him. But I really loved the initiative he took to just go and make deals and just make sure that the blacks are in a better position than they were before. So him securing this stretch, very, very important. I'm starting to hate this Ares chick. I don't know. She's not sitting well with me. But anyway, I think by the time Daemon is done with her and Harrenhal, he'll have, I think, ascended into madness. Because the other thing that stood out to me was this interaction between the sea snake and his daughter Baela. And you can understand where he's coming from. He has lost like every family member except his grandkids and his bastard sons. Everyone that was in his house is literally dead. His son, his daughter, and his wife. And Baela comes to offer him the hands position for Rhaenyra, for the blacks. And he's like, I don't even understand why. Only this Rhaenyra wants to just finish everyone. And Baela just tells Corlys that he didn't own Rhaenys. Rhaenys was a warrior and she died the warrior's way. And it's something that she also wants to have at the end of the day. She died a warrior's death, just like him pursuing the sea, as in the sea is him and he is the sea, So it's like trying to remove someone out of their element. And yes, you understand his grief, but you have to admit that Rhaenys died an honorable death, and that's why she's so goated, And there's this line she says that when he offers her everything after he's gone, calling, or rather saying that she would be his heir. And she has this powerful line of she's made of fire and blood, and the sea and the salt should pass through the sea. I don't know its meaning. I know it's very deep, and I know it's a line that stood out to a lot of people. But that line 8, man, that line 8. Yeah, so I think those are the things that stood out for me in this episode. That's why I didn't want to make this video very long, although it already is. But yeah, this episode wasn't like really out there. I would give it like an 8. Most of the episodes that have come before that were a 9. I think episode 4 was like a 9.5 out of 10. This one was a calm episode, of which I don't hate, but also don't really agree with. I just wanted us to go, I just wanted us to go. I want to see people plotting. I want to see people fighting. I want to see people, I want to see so many things. Yeah. We're going to do a trailer reaction for episode 6 as well. Remember, our predictions have been coming true with every episode. As much as they're giving us 1 minute promo trailers, we are still deducing even as normies. So yeah, I'm very, very proud of that. Yeah. So up until then, I'll see you on the next one. Tell me what stood out for you in this episode. What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? And yeah, I'll definitely see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. See ya.